Clown in a Cornfield. More like bloody Clown in a Cornfield. Oh God, why did I bother? Why did I bother wasting my time watching this pile of drivel? Why? Why? Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now I'm going to review a modern horror movie that I watched just last night, and prior to that I actually bought the novel as well, and its sequel, and that movie is called Clown in a Cornfield. Now, as is obvious from the way I started this video, not a big fan of this movie. I'm not going to say all that too much about it, guys. Not going to give too much away the plot, you know, in case you haven't seen it. Check it out for yourselves. But basically, guys, this is one of the worst horror movies I've seen this year. The novel was equally bad. Yeah, the novel's written by a guy called Adam Cesare, who's got a YouTube channel. He's written a third novel as well, all centered around this clown. I think it's called Friendo, yeah. But yeah, guys, watch it last night. Anyway, I'm just going to read you the blurb at the back just to give you some idea. Then I'll go on to give you my thoughts in full, you know, about the movie and give it a rating. Deliciously entertaining? I don't think so. From the producers of smash hit Smile and the Twilight Saga comes a terrifying teen horror. I've seen more terrifying things on a Saturday morning kids TV show. In a fading Midwestern town, the local legend of Friendo the Clown becomes all too real as teenagers start to go missing one by one before meeting spectacularly sticky ends. Oh, sorry guys, just the thought of this movie sends me to soporific disposition. Okay then guys, there's the back there guys, there's the plastic cardboard cutouts of the characters that were in this movie. Yeah, okay then guys, on to my thoughts now about this movie. I warn you, they're not going to be very glowing. Okay then guys, yeah, unfortunately this movie suffered from the usual, horror tropes we've seen time and time again in movies of this ilk. The number one problem with it was there was far too many stupid teenagers, none of whom you cared about. Sadly, this seems to become all too common now with these modern American horror movies, crammed them with teenagers, presumably because it's cheap, you know. But I could not invest in any of the characters at all. As I say, I found them really, really plastic and cardboard. There was the main character there. She moves into this town with her father. I think her mother died a couple of years ago, and she moves into this town to basically start a new life, attend the local college and that. And when she goes to the local college, she meets all these sorts of like, people, obviously people of her age and that, youngsters and that, and they're not a very nice bunch at all, you know. The usual teenage misbehaviour, what you see in these movies and that, and generally unlikable, you know, and just basically there for cannon fodder to be killed off in the most gruesome ways imaginable. There are some pretty gory kills in this movie, guys. I'll give it that. But the story was corny. As I said, like, you know, I think it should have been retitled Clown in a Cornfield, because the story was bloody corny as hell. Yeah. Didn't even like the adult characters in it. The sheriff, the father, you know, and I thought there was too much bloody stupid human in it and that, you know, the usual thing, larking around, pretending to be the killer and then pulling the mask off and that, you know. And but I thought the story was a bit weird. It's not the sort of thing, you know, when you first see the movie, you might think it's about this one killer clown. It's not. There's much more to it than that, but I'm not going to divulge exactly what that is. You'll have to see the movie for yourself. But I'll start with the novel, and I didn't realise actually when I bought the novel that it was a young adults novel. So yeah, I just skimmed through it, guys, and I just gave it away. You know, I didn't even bother reading the sequel. You know, I'm certainly not going to be getting the third installments of Friendo the Clown. Yeah. No, but yeah, guys, did not like this at all. You know, it was, as I say, it's one of the worst horror movies I've seen this year. Clown in a Cornfield. And another thing, another fault it had, The sound was awful. I found myself, and too many bloody jump scares as well. Too many bloody jump scares. I found myself, the speech, and I found myself turning the volume up on the television to hear what they were saying. And, the usual problem of talking too quick, what the bloody hell are they saying and that, talking too quick, you can't make out what they're saying. And then, as I say, the sound's very low, and as always happens in watching these kind of movies, you hide the sound up, and then you get like a bloody big boom jump scare, when it makes you jump out of your skin, So yeah, they need to do something about the sound on these modern horror movies, guys. They really do. It's a bloody pain in the backside having to turn the volume down and turn it up and that, But yeah, guys, I didn't like it at all. A lot of dark scenes in it as well. Corny storyline, and I did not derive any enjoyment whatsoever. It started off with a pretty gruesome kill, and then it opened then, I think it was a few years later, to this girl arriving in this town, and she notices, like, when she moves into the new house, there's a big factory, this big vast cornfield, and yonder there's a big factory, a disused factory, and this friendo clown seems to be a kind of like mascot in the town and that, but it's got a very mysterious like background, this friendo the clown, but it's revealed, as the story goes on, what story there was, exactly what relevance this clown has in regards to, having this power over the town, but yeah, guys, I'm really just expressing my opinion, I know some people do like this movie, and that's fine. It's one of those Marmite movies, you'll either love it or you loathe it, and I was very much in the latter category. Yeah, I bloody hated it. Yeah, okay. Where's the dustbin? Bullseye. You can't beat a bit of bully. Yeah. Okay, then, guys. Yeah, but guys, as I say, Clown in a Cornfield, the usual, drivel, a lot of teenagers and that acting soft and that, and I didn't like the way the teacher as well. He had like a sort of like a teacher, in this class and that, and then the main protagonist, she arrives late and that, when she sits down and that, and then they start taking the mickey out the teacher and that, they're just basically like knobheads, he pulls down the screen, a blackboard. They've got his head superimposed over. It's a Superman's body, big large head and that, but usually being basically being bellends, But I think the problem, guys, with these American movies, as I said, the same old, formulaic tropes, what you begin to hate in the end, too many teenagers. Oh, I long for the days when horror movies were really great. You had like Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee and Boris Karloff and that real good solid stories. These modern movies now, well, most of them, they rely too much on the same old formulaic tropes of teenagers, jump scares, very little story, and stupid comedy, what you can't laugh at, and this movie suffered from it, guys, and all those faults by the bucket load. It really did, and I didn't find it scary in the slightest. In fact, I found it quite slow in part, and the novel was slow as well. It really was. I found myself dropping off to sleep when I was reading it. Can't take any more of this, so I skimmed through it and that, yeah. So I definitely won't be revisiting the saga of Friendo the Clown, But as I say, there were a few pretty gory kills in it, but that's about it, really, guys. I thought the story was a bit weird, to be honest, a bit off, like, a bit far-fetched. That's just my opinion, but I say, I do know some people like this movie, and I say that's fine, but it's not for me, guys, and, but yeah, I just wish they'd stop putting so many bloody teenagers in these modern horror movies, it's ruining, why can't they think of something original? Instead of putting like stupid annoying foul-mouthed teens in them and that, you can't root for them. They've got no substance to them, they're basically just put there like sort of like targets, like a fairground rifle range and that, basically just be killed off by the creature or whatever and that, with the psychopath. That's all basically they are, as far as I can see. There's no real depth to them. I like, when I watch my horror movies, I enjoy the fright factor, but I like depth in my characters. You think of the classics like Frankenstein, depth to the monster, depth to the Baron, the Wolfman, depth to Talbot, depth to it, you could go on like, Psycho, Norman Bates had that many layers to him and that, but these are just seem to be just churned out, guys. 10 a dollar and that, just to sort of like make a quick buck. You can see like there's not much care gone into them and that, I'll just read you the actors anyway and the producer, if I can get me. I haven't got my magnifying glass with me, unfortunately, yeah. So, Clown in a Cornfield. Katie Douglas, Aaron Abrams, Carson McCormick, directed by Ellie Craig. God, I wish they put the print bigger on these bloody videos. Minuscule. Screenplay by Carter Blanchard, based on a novel by Adam Cesare. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, guys, I didn't like. There was nothing about this at all that I found. It was neither frightening nor entertaining. It was a bloody mess, and there's only one place for that, and that is in the dustbin. But I'll put it on eBay anyway, so maybe someone will buy it. Okay, okay then, guys. On to a rating now. I'm not going to give it in anything, guys. I didn't like it. And not even worth 1 point. Not, it wasn't for me. So many things wrong with it. Stupid, corny storyline, annoying teenagers. My number one hate in modern horror movies is too many bloody stupid, annoying teenagers. Which they bloody cut her out and start putting characters in what you can root for, like they used to in the old days. They're just putting anything in these bloody movies now, guys, to try and make a buck and that, cut down on the bloody teenagers, for goodness sake. If you're going to put teenagers in them, make them characters what you can empathise with, not bloody cardboard cut-out goons that make you want to switch the bloody off button after bloody 10 minutes, which is what I felt when I watched this last night, that this was going to be a bloody chore, this. So it was a chore as well. I don't know how I got to the end. By the end, I just lost interest, guys, to be honest with you. I had to look for matches to put my eyelids, because as was the case with the novel, found myself dropping off. It was a bloody mess. I did not like it, and it will definitely not. That's the last of as I say, that's the last of Friendo the Clown for me. I've got no desire to revisit this character at all. It was really one of the worst. I'd even go as far as to say, not only was it one of the worst horror films I've seen this year, it was one of the worst bloody horror films I've seen in my whole darned life. Yeah, that's how bad it was. That's just my opinion. As I say, I do know there are some people that like it. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't profess to be an arbiter of what you should watch or what you shouldn't watch. I'm just saying that's just my opinion. I want to get that over. If you want to go and see it, don't take any notice of me. Rent it out, buy it. That's your prerogative. But it's not for me, guys. And as I say, I don't want to see any more of Friendo the Clown. I've had enough of him now to last me a lifetime. Okay then, guys, rant over. I'm going to go now. Okay, have you seen Clown in a Cornfield? What did you think of it? As I say, I know some people who like it, some people loathe it. It's another one of those Marmite movies. Let me know. In the comments down below. But yeah, guys, very, very poor horror movie. And, that's it. Okay then, guys, if you liked the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comments, and all going well. I should be back again very, very soon. If it's a horror movie review, fingers crossed it'll be a more glowing one. Okay, bye for now. Take care of yourselves. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, you might like to check out my website at www.alantoner.com. You'll be able to find out a little bit more about my work as a writer and all the books I have published to date. Thanks for watching.